trick, we kind of think of jumping through a hoop of fire. We don't really do that here. So everything we do is helps us work with these guys. So you can see Sarah's not going in there. She's not putting her fingers through there. So what she just did is called a target. So most of the animals at the zoo, this is one of the first things they learn. They learn that if they put their nose to that target stick, they get a reward for it. And animals are pretty curious, so if you put a ball up there, they're gonna check it out. So they usually learn it pretty easily. So what he just did is called a station. It helps us for a different reason. So typically we have 2 cats in here, so for some reason we need to work with his sister a little bit longer. We can ask him to station and he'll stay on that rock till we let him go. Well, another reason is we actually have a nutritionist on staff, and she comes and looks at him at least once a month, so we can ask him to station, and you can see a nice profile of his body. You can see how he's looking, so we can figure out if he needs a little more food or a little less. Excuse me. Other stuff they can do is, obviously he's laying down, so lay down and sit. So stuff you teach your dog at home just kind of helps us get them focused. The cheetahs are pretty special, and since they are pretty vocal, we can actually ask for a speak on commands. Klima does it too. She doesn't talk quite as much as her brother does when she's training, but it's really cute. So if you ever come back and there's 2 of them in here and you get to hear her speak, it's really feminine, it's really cute. His is a little, I don't know, kind of funny and sounding, but it's cute too. Other things we can ask these guys to do is actually open their mouth. So even though the lions are really good at this, it's a little more impressive because they have a bigger mouth. But we can ask them to open their mouth. They'll show us their teeth. And there's Kalima. And it's really, it's helpful because cats have issues with their teeth. It's kind of hard to eat. So in the wild, if something happens to their teeth, then it doesn't work really well for them because then they can't survive very well. But here, if for some reason their teeth are acting up, or there's something wrong with their mouth, we can actually have a dentist come in. We do have 3 vets on staff, so we just get them to open their mouth. If we see anything, then we can schedule a procedure. And he's actually had, I believe, 4 root canals, so he still has all his canines just because they're a really good dentist. Other things we can ask these guys to do are actually do a hip present. So we can ask for a hip, and we can actually do all of their vaccinations on their terms, and we can do them here even for the public too. So these guys take shots better than most of the keeper staff. They definitely take shots better than I do. But they get a nice reward if we actually do vaccinations. Otherwise, what we'll do, it's a little more, we usually do it with the lions just because it's a little easier to do with them. But we'll take the end of the target stick and just kind of apply pressure to their hip. So they're getting used to having that sensation of just a little pressure out there or just the contact. Other things we can do in this space with the lions actually is we can do voluntary blood draws. So we don't touch these guys, we never go in with them, lions as well. But if you notice, there's kind of a little gap underneath the mesh. So the lions, we can actually ask for their tail, and they will push their tail underneath that mesh, and that's the only thing we do touch on those guys, but it's voluntary. The tail is a pretty safe part of the animal. And we actually had to teach them to allow us to touch them. So these guys don't really want us to touch them. So just doing that, we can actually do blood draws with the lions. So his speak's pretty cute. Even when we don't ask for it, it's pretty fun. So you guys think you did really well today? Yeah. He's pretty focused. So we love these guys, we hope you do too, and it's projected in the wild in the next 15, maybe 20 years, they could possibly go extinct. We don't want that to happen, we hope you don't either. So the Dallas Zoo actually partners with different conservation groups, and we actually partner with CCF, which is the Cheetah Conservation Fund. And actually a portion of your ticket sales and a portion of your membership actually goes straight into a conservation fund. So just by coming to the zoo, you actually are helping us with conservation. So thank you. It is a weekend, so if you're looking for anything to do, if you have a map, just look on the back of your map. There's a whole bunch of different Keeper Talk times. If you show up at that exhibit at that time, watch the birds. You either get something like we did right now, or you just get to learn about the animals. So my name's Karen, and Sarah's going to come back out. We'll be out here for another 10 minutes or so. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, you guys have a great day at Dallas Zoo.
Is your sister coming? She didn't come when we asked, so that means she's not going to get her treats now. So, so that way the next time she will learn that she'll get her treats when she does what we ask.
We do it every day at 10 and 2:30, and we have 3 groups of cats selling 2 exhibits, so it just depends on the day on who gets to do it with them. We have male lions, the female lions, and the cheetahs.
So where are the male lions?
The male lions are actually inside right now.